I'm Seamus. Thank you so much for coming.
You've got a great cause worth fighting. I couldn't wait to get here. That said, I expected more people.
So far, there's only the two of us.
But we're highly motivated.
Well, it's a start.
Some people I knew already were dear friends of mine, like little gray cells, and just my stupid opinion.
Lots of interesting things. This is absolutely abominable, and the RCMP are really in the shit here, and they know it.
Hi, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, but I think it's time that I needed to speak up.
The following program is brought to you in living color.
Something you watch on TV, horror movie, you shut it off, you go to bed. We can't shut this off. Every time we close our eyes, the horror movie turns on. So I know for myself, when I close my eyes, go try to go to bed, picture my parents being shot.
Trying to piece together a story that seems so unbelievable.
Let's have a look at this. I'm going to pause it periodically, and I'm going to try and not lose my shit because I was really angry. I'm getting really pissed now. I'll preface this by saying I'm strongly urging all of the victims in this, the victims' families, to launch a class action lawsuit against the RCMP, and I would just love to have the RCMP under discovery. I have a lot of questions, and I'm sure a lawyer would too.
Mounted police and their stories. Stories of their courage. Stories of their lives filled with hazard, romance, and adventure. The RCMP story this week. Gunslinger.
My goodness, how many windows do I have? Open. Okay, I'm gonna try and get out a few videos. Wow, so much. We have 12 days left, I believe, till the commencement of this mockery. Anyways, good evening. It is now 5 o'clock dinner time. Possibly a bad time to pick, I'm not sure. See, people keep coming in and out. I'm not sure if people are getting kicked out. We're now at 5. Well, thank you to you 5 who joined me. Eyes are getting divided. We're going to get to that at one point too. We've got Linda in here. Michael Penny, if no details about hot tub, I'm leaving. That carrot needs to be eaten. There is a source as to the hot tub. I'm not sure if they are willing to speak about that, but I believe Paul's referred to it equally. So it's not as though it's not known. Ms. Fox, hello. KLML, sounds like we might have some stuff down there going down. Okay. Nikki Lewis, all right. There's a letter from Darcy. Haven't seen that yet. A reminder about live chat settings. Okay, good. Nova Scotia Citizen. We've got Tara in here. We've got Alex McLean, Space Explorer, exploring space. Be here for a bit, have class, have to leave. All right, well, do have a good class. And Hermit. And see, another person. I don't know if there's something going on. It's quite interesting. The numbers go up and down. I've seen double digits here, and then they're going. I've actually never quite seen that. All right, so I'm going to visit a little bit about Brenda. Up and down. Christiana. And we've got Just Say Up Yours. Actually had a story with a family member. They are desperate. No disrespect to Ms. O'Brien. No disrespect. All right, now, so let's talk about Brenda a little bit more. So I went through the other day. Now, frankly, I think that's fairly significant news. It the last time I kind of broke the story about Robin, that and yes, it was here, and that can be proven. That caused kind of a bit of stir up. It was a bit of a long stream. My streams are long. Sorry, but we still have Bergerman, funnily enough, in power over there, apparently, even though her page says she should have left by the fall. Not sure what's going on. Everybody else's pages are removed. Not sure where Janice Gray is these days. Mike Bergerman, I think, may have left. So I would say the connection between Richard Balin, and Brenda Forbes, 1 degree of separation, yes, but they don't run in the same circles, I would say. So why is it that we have the connection? Probably something to be said there. So hopefully that's going to get talked about somewhere. That would be good. Some questions asked. If it's nothing burger, then it's a nothing burger. Truth and all. Hello. Now, let's just try and get rid of this here. Brenda. We were back to Brenda. Okay. And still up in cameras. All right. Now, she's actually added some things here. And I overlooked this the other day. Currently a consultant investigator specializing in security first aid. In my spare time, I am provide training, advice, and guidance to local people, organizations on safety and health issues. A qualified police officer for several years. I have been employed in this field at various levels. I'm very happy to do that. Oh my. Police officer. I know about her military history, which she doesn't really have a lot about. She likes to talk about this, which seems to be one and the same almost with her military career. I don't know what's going on with this DC sector possible military consultant, which goes by some kind of philanthropy organization. She's doing security for them. I showed yesterday the connection between Balin, who is, and please, this is important. This is not a nothing burger to me. Richard Balin, who is the current and was during the unbelievable horror that unfolded in Nova Scotia. He was and is the head of covert operations for Canada. Okay? And he is connected, 1 degree separation, with a very interesting fellow, Dr. Levesque, who is a lieutenant colonel in the reserves. So I'm not sure how Brenda is quite crossing paths with him and Balin. Please take note of this. I think it's pretty important, and I proved that. You can do it yourself. Just go and have a look. Police, endorsed by, here we go, Dr. Andre Levesque. Okay. You don't just put willy-nilly people down on the list. And this person, Mr. Levesque, is seriously an interesting dude. I don't know what he is into, and I'm not making any accusations, but he is, I mean, all you have to do is look at the amount of medals this man has. Police, okay, police skills. He's giving police skills recommendations to a chief super in the RCMP. This guy with tons of medals, who was on the reserves, who does history, is what his profile is. Okay? Like, look at this guy. Just reams of medals. Are we seeing people with reams of medals around? Not that I'm faulting anybody for having reams of medals. Fantastic. Okay? And honors from around the world for history, basically, is what he does. Are we really so sure that he's doing history and charitable work? I don't know about that. Connected to also Brenda, physical security. Back to Brenda here, okay? Just so nobody thinks I'm blowing smoke out. I don't do that. I like proof. Brenda, connected to Dr. Andre Levesque. Okay, who is this fellow and why are they connected? Now, I went through that. That's not 50 minutes long, an hour long. I don't know. Somebody's making some comment about that. I'm trying to keep videos shorter. This point, I want to stress this one too. But the awful experience of Gabriel Wortman has never left her. I repeated this again from yesterday, so please bear with me. She says she's been interviewed many times by May 12th, okay, by the RCMP Serious Incidents Response Team. Does this have anything to do with police officer? Okay. And she repeats it a second time down here. The skills I acquired in policing. Is she military police? What kind of police are we talking about here? We have Mr. Dorrington in the RCMP, also former military. Do they know each other? What's going down? Mr. Dorrington, who is working super long shifts. Okay. I hate people who say K all the time. Guess I'm not liking myself. Now, because Serious Incidents Response Team responds to what? Only police matters involving serious injury, death, assault, sexual assault. So it's very strange that Serious Incidents Response Team is answering and doing interviews with Brenda, several interviews. Excuse me, in relation to Lisa, Gabriel Wortman, and herself. I don't know why there's nobody in the story there who is police, unless there is. But I, funnily enough, don't think it's Brenda. Let's go over to here. June 2010. This is a Globe and Mail article. Scared to death of him, Nova Scotia. I probably should link these things. Paste. I was quite shocked at how little chatter there has been about certain issues that I have raised. And I don't think that they're insignificant by any stretch. Pointer cars are not insignificant. Police officers are not insignificant. CERT is not insignificant. Balin is not insignificant. These are the, bigger issues, and there's big ones to come. And we've got 12 days until this starts. So please take note. June 10, 2010, extraordinary reunion. Okay, this is the reunion of the two brothers. Jeff Samuelson spent 40 years as strangers would finally meet. Gabriel Wardman, a denturist in Dartmouth, had invited Jeff Samuelson, his younger brother, who had been given up for adoption as an infant in 1970, to his Nova Scotia cottage to get to know his biological family. This occasion was a birthday party for their father, Paul Wardman, a man Mr. Samuelson had only met a few months earlier after spending years trying to track down his birth parents. But instead of a feel-good gathering at the beginning of their new relationship, the Portapique reunion quickly dissolved into an ugly fight between Mr. Wardman and his elderly father over title to a property, according to a number of people at the party. No names. The names is lack of names is a problem. Police were called after the denturist threatened to kill his parents. It was nasty, Brenda Forbes said Brenda Forbes, a former neighbor. It went sideways. Jeff saw how messed up things were, and he said, "I don't want any part of that family." Period. Close quotation marks. Mr. Samuelson declined to comment for the story. This is the maximum mention of Mr. Samuelson throughout the entire ordeal that I'm aware of. There, there's a little bit here and there, but really, like, where is this fellow? He obviously witnessed a few things. He looks a lot like Mr. Wardman, has the same interests, living down in Massachusetts. Okay. What does it mean? I'm sorry, my memory is failing me. Now, so when I read that article, I see I don't want any more part of that family, according to Brenda, police officer Brenda. According to her, my apologies, where did I go here? I don't want any part of that family. Okay, so he came up from the States, went to a party, met Gabriel this one time, and the family, and then said, this family is a bit out here, so I don't want anything to do with it. Do you think that's so? I don't know. Let's see here. To go through some pictures here. I don't like doing this kind of shit because they don't like it. Okay, this is going back in time. Glennie has cleaned up his page. There's nothing to see there now. Oh, by the way, very interesting. The video that I had, which I did on the day that the article came out, I was going back and searching for my stuff about Brenda. Gone. I took the Gerster article, absolutely shredded it, and said, there is no proof of anything in this article, line by line, read it, gone. Where is that? All it was hearsay. Where's that disappeared to? I'll tell you, I didn't delete it. I don't delete stuff. And I didn't get any notification. I know that there's a lot of videos missing off my channel. Those of you who have been here with me since the beginning know that I was pumping out videos pretty much every day at the beginning there. Sometimes twice a day. That doesn't amount to what I have. People are tuning out. Am I getting angry? Is that the problem? Brenda is over here visiting with Glennie. Okay, this is back in 2013. Okay, so we know that, and I'm doing the K thing again. We know that Brenda and Glenn are close. We should probably just revisit Brenda and the Gerster article because it's pretty interesting and how that all unfolds. Like to know who interviewed Brenda first and when. What dates? She comes out at a very convenient time. We'll touch on that again. If it's a repeat, I don't know. Let's go over to another Glenn. Now, people were deleting comments, but you can tell that they're talking. Glenny, this was taken second day of winter 2012, December 27, 2012. Robin, you could have seen this had you come a few days earlier. Show us a picture of the storm, says Jacques Wortman. Jacques Wortman out of Ontario. Glenn Wortman, Jacques, it was snow fall here, not a storm. Jacques Wortman, okay, we got just about a foot here watching the Atlantic radar imagery. I knew you and Robin and Jeff were traveling. Who's Robin? Robin Lee. Any of you who remember the Facebook groups, Robin Lee was heavily involved with those. And I actually asked her in Facebook, do you happen to be Jeff Samuelson's wife? Boom! All those comments disappeared. She dropped being in the group. Interesting. For somebody who's met somebody twice, 2 years later, they're traveling. How close are these people? Brenda, who apparently moved to Camrose. What's going on? Let's see what else we have. Oh, I've got mountains. I have birthday wishes to different members of the family, people living down in Ontario. I've seen connections over in BC to Wortman's, Samuelson. This family is really tight. We have 2 RCMP uncles at the very least. Nobody knows anything about the maternal side, Evelyn Wortman, maiden name unknown. Can't find it. Anybody know? Please leave it in the comments. Be curious. Because we have a cousin of Wortman, apparently, RCMP, in the warrants. Is that a maternal cousin? He's getting questioned. Looks like possibly out of the Lower Mainland. Possibly. Okay. I think there's a lot more we need to be looking at here, because I don't think whatever's going to happen in 12 days' time, they're going to look at anything. We've got birthday wishes here from Robin Lee. You know, I don't want to dox people, so I'm going to lay low, but they're around. Very strange that all these people, you know, are traveling around. If we go back to the Globe and Mail article, because the Globe and Mail article seems to be misleading, that there's one feel-good gathering, the reunion, right? And then something that went totally sideways. I don't want to be part of that family. Mr. Samuelson declined to comment for this story. I would love to hear his story. Likes motorbikes, likes dirt bikes. I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm just saying what's going on. There was another piece to Brenda that I failed to mention yesterday. Now, again, correct me if I'm wrong, please. I have read numerous articles on Brenda, heard interviews on Brenda. perhaps we should watch this one.
When a gunman murdered 22 people in Nova Scotia before police killed him, Brenda Forbes felt a different anguish than most.
I thought to myself, nobody listened to me. Everybody protected him.
Forbes says years earlier, she reported Gabriel Wortman's growing weapons collection and evidence he emotionally and physically abused his common law partner.
She come over crying, saying that Gabriel was beating her up and wouldn't let her leave.
Forbes says in 2013, three men saw the gunman choking that same partner. One of the witnesses, the gunman's uncle, Glenn Wortman, has confirmed that assault to Global News.
So when the Gerster article came out, I was like, why didn't you interview Glenn? Why are you talking to somebody who didn't witness this? That was exactly what I said when this story came out. Seems rather strange. You interview the person who witnessed it, not somebody who heard about it. It's called hearsay. No, only to find out months later, of course, that supposedly Glenn has dementia. Reliability of this witness, not so sure about. Questionable. Nothing, no offense on anybody who has dementia. It's tragic. But we have to evaluate things for what they are. Fact. 2013. Why is she reporting guns and such in 2013? When did she see the guns? 2002, 2003, when he first moved there. She's a policeman? Excuse me? You knew about illegal weapons 10 years prior, 10 years prior, and you don't report it. I'm seeing a problem here. Hearsay doesn't stand up in a court of law. Does not. Does not. So this is all beginning to look really kind of sketchy to me. It has for quite some time.
And I called the RCMP and I told them what happened.
She says she went to the gunman's uncle Glenn to see if he'd give a statement to police.
He said, no way, because Gabriel's already told me that he's killed somebody in the United States. He'll kill me if I say anything.
The Mounties have said they're investigating one American angle, how the gunman acquired some of his illegal weapons from the U.S. Asked if they're investigating any connection to possible murders there, a spokesperson says members are investigating every possible investigative avenue. But the RCMP says its files contain no record of any complaint from Forbes. She says she met with an RCMP investigator this week.
And he says, just to let you know, your story is totally believable.
No.
Okay, so twice in this interview, she said believable, and I didn't think anybody would believe me. And if you read the Jane Gerster article, there's a reference to lying. People thought I was lying. And there's also 2 references to believe me and multiple references to proof. Proof, which was the proof that she had with Glenn was a screen. I was making fun of it when I read the article. And I don't mean to be rude, but the screen had nothing on it, was blank, and nobody could see it was pre-recorded. And I'm like, what is that? And why would you need to run around and tell everybody that you're telling the truth? Believe me, I'm not lying. Nobody needs to say that. Seems strange. No? Am I just the only one here? This was another thing I noticed. We're going to get another video that's like this, where they do funny things with it. Remember this video, the cigar thing? Of course, they clip out the time, always doing that. They didn't like that. They had to refresh that, and there's all kinds of interesting things to do with times and surveillance cameras. Nobody seems to have accurate times. Weigh scales, government weigh scales, nothing. Problems. Cigar slop, several. Not going, this is a problem. Look at the pixelation on the video.
Not good enough at the time, as the professional denturist acquired illegal weapons and decommissioned
This one's not so
RCMP
bad.
vehicles.
It's actually a little bit better than the one I'll show you, but it's still heavily pixelated. This is not the way it came out. Why are you making it so pixelated for people? Global.
Like the one police say he used to deceive unsuspecting victims before he killed them.
He had white privilege. He had power in that he had money.
Remember, Linda was who Brenda contacted. I believe Linda and Brenda know each other.
We have to treat everyone equally and start looking at the behaviors of the person.
Advocates say the issue of male violence against women needs to be included in any public inquiry.
Why should it be included? I'm still waiting for proof. Since the start of this, I said, I want to see the proof of how badly she was assaulted. Oh, it was vicious. Vicious. I believe that the RCMP said at one point in time, vicious. I could be wrong about that. That could be the media. Definitely the media spun it. Whoa. And yet I still haven't seen any proof. I've heard all kinds of people talking, women's groups, everybody. I have never heard Lisa. I've never seen medical reports. These things are very easy to furnish. Very easy. Nobody needs to know your home address or anything. No. And if it comes now, I'd say you're a bit late to the party. Unredacted word. Oh, minor injuries. Probably they're going to say I'm an angry man. I'm not an angry man. I'm a person who likes proof. I don't like to get diddled around. I don't know who down there does. Definitely Tara doesn't. I don't think any of the families do. So we have her coming out on the 12th, 13th. They're going all kinds of stuff in the news about Brenda. We also had, my apologies. We had Leon come out a week later, May 19th. Can't go back, hunted by mass shooting. Man who sheltered gunman's girlfriend, scared to go home. Now, I'm not pointing, again, this is not pointing any fingers at anybody. I'm saying the dates are very convenient. Why? Why are the dates very convenient? Every time this stuff happens, it's very convenient that there's other things that happen. What? May 19th, heavily redacted document, unsealed courts Tuesday. You get a lot of snow thrown at you all the time. Don't look here, look over here. Believe our supportive stuff that's coming out in the media. Please? I would like to see. This is not the way that it goes. One other thing that I wanted to touch on, I think, there is one more. In reviewing, and please correct me on anything that I'm wrong with, and I'm, again, not accusing, don't wish to dox anybody. That is not what I'm about. I'm about law. Too many generations in my family like that. When I have read or listened to stories about Brenda who lived there from, I don't know, 2000 till about 2016 in Portapique. Okay, so I don't know the exact date when she moved down there. I can't recall off the top of my head, and I was reviewing some of the old articles, but again, correct me if I'm wrong, anything being asked of her about friends that she may have lost down there, because she would have them. I'm presuming she refers to people in the community, emails, etc. I'm presuming that she knew some of these people. She doesn't get asked, but more interesting, she doesn't raise it. This does not seem logical. If I lived in a community for 16 years and give or take, and I knew people in that community, and it's pretty closed and pretty small, I'm probably going to sadly know some of the people who died. Yet it's all about Gabriel and Lisa being beaten so terribly, which she didn't see. Glenn did, but Glenn couldn't be interviewed because he had Alzheimer's or dementia or whatever. Tragic. Am I the only one who's seen problems with this? A reporter told Brenda it wasn't her fault, seemingly telling a narrative. The CBC interview, very leading, I would say. But again, you know, it is obviously horrible. Nobody's taking away from that, but I think that gets used in some circumstances. Not saying necessarily here, that's just a fact. It does, to psychologically manipulate people's minds from kind of seeing, well, I don't see what you're quite saying here. I have to break into my tray of lighters. I got one for Christmas, I think, for a friend. I think it's a flashlight too. Is it? Oh, the flashlight part doesn't work anymore. Guess it would be no good down Port Pick. The other one was, I came across this page because I was going to look for back, I'm going to say summertime. I did a Google dated search for Brenda to see where she was living, etc. You know, not just looking at facts. Again, it's not calling anybody a liar, just trying to find substantiation on things. And I did a dated search, and Brenda didn't appear in Camrose prior to April 19th, literally. There were articles in the Camrose newspaper, I can't remember what it was, I believe there were 3 or 4, that started April 19th. I found this very interesting. She was never in the paper before. Dated search. Those all disappeared now. I mentioned it about yesterday. But when I was doing the search, I came across this. Brenda Forbes, athlete. Okay, Brenda Forbes, Camrose, Alberta. And Larry Holmes posts this on Brenda Forbes' page and links this video, which is probably going to do a huge commercial. June 4th. Okay, so with that, June 4th is the last press conference. RCMP shut down, I would say, very convenient time. This is going to have some ad in it. I did want to play oh, it doesn't. Okay, so that's good. I did want to play just a piece of it. Why don't we just listen to it? It's 1 minute and 10 seconds long.
New details have been released into Nova Scotia's worst mass killing. The RCMP say the weapons the gunman used were acquired illegally. 3 came from the United States, a 4th he got illegally in Canada, and a 5th was taken from Constable Heidi Stevenson. She was one of the 22 people killed. Ross Lord reports on what else the RCMP revealed.
It's become clear RCMP thought they had the killer contained twice. Once at the scene of the first murders and fires in Portapic, and again in the community of Glenholm early the next morning.
We actually missed that gunman by minutes.
The gunman went on to kill 5 more people before police killed him. Since the RCMP's previous briefing more than a month ago, there have been several allegations police were tipped off about the gunman years earlier, including information he wanted to kill a cop and that he was a domestic abuser with an illegal weapons collection.
And I called the RCMP. And I told them what happened.
Former neighbor Brenda Forbes says investigators ignored her. RCMP say they are searching their records for her 2013 complaint. A 2011 bulletin shared widely among police agencies suggested the gunman was a mentally unstable threat. Investigators say an officer visited the gunman several times.
However, he didn't see anything that would have caused him any concern or allowed him to take any further action.
The bulletin was destroyed automatically 2 years later. Investigators say a psychological autopsy suggests the killer was an injustice collector who held on to conflicts, turning them inward until boiling over in rage. They say his actions might never be.
Okay, so here we go with this again. Can somebody explain to me why this video appears this way? These pictures and things that they furnish us with are time-stamped. Sorry, the clocks are all wrong. I don't know how, when you're connected to the internet on some of them. That's just not really possible. It's automatically IP detecting, just like your phone. Why, you know, you want to crop out times. Here we go again with no time here. And that was Adrian picked up on that very fast. Why are you pixelating the photo? You don't want to use names. I don't want to think about, honestly, the hundreds of millions of dollars that have been blown, trying to cover this up. Is your money going elsewhere? I don't know. I don't think actually I'm wrong in saying that. I know that I don't have anything to back that up. I certainly think $13 million is low. I've seen the intel operations running all over the place. There's a lot of people being paid. A lot of people being paid. This is ridiculous for a dead man over a domestic assault, which is minor, which they can't prove, at least haven't publicly. And of course, if you have the proof, it would be really easy to do. They don't. So why? And I keep seeing the same thing coming up. Weapons, 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 weapons. The comment that this Larry Holmes left here. Stanley Brown, he's commenting to a variety of people. I'm not exactly sure. Saturday, June 6th. He links a post that has been deleted. But he links a couple of names here. At Raymond Hubley. You are a special kind of pussy, aren't you? And you're useless type at Fraser Hubley 7. Now, I don't know Craig Hubley's family. I don't know if this bears any significance. Craig Hubley's story, which of course floated out in Saltwire, again, at a very convenient time, he was named. I think it was the Friday they said, don't release his name. And I think by the Monday they did release his name. And there was something else that was going on. And then they started pumping Craig Hubley hero stories. Again, I'm not questioning any of that, but we look at that what do we see? One individual? Well, it's my understanding that there were two. Who is the second? Who was the second individual that was firing a gun? I think I will actually touch on one other issue. Though I like to try and segment them. I'm going to try and segment them into smaller portions, so I kind of, it's easier to reference because I do talk about a lot of stuff. There's Jeff and Robin. We won't go through that because I don't want to dox people. Brenda and Jeff are friends, by the way. It could be post all of this. Don't know. Interesting. People in Ontario, people in BC. I'm telling you, these connections are strange. People flying in for Gabe's father's birthday. Maybe that's normal. I don't know. But if they only met them the one time, then they keep awful good contact with them. The other thing I wanted to furnish was, go through. Right now, I've got a whole bunch, but now, when did I save this? Details. Where is this? Big stop. Okay. Give me one moment, please. Now I can actually go and get the video and show this side by side if you want. I just thought I'd do it this way. Maybe though that would be good. I never like to be thought that there's something funny going on. One moment, please. And please, I really appreciate your feedback. I notice the silence is quite overpowering or into other things. This isn't to say, of course, what is transpiring across our world, specifically in Canada, I'm not astutely aware of and haven't been following very closely for over 2 years. But I don't want to lose track of this one because my friend obviously needs help, but you guys have been helping a lot. And down to the wire. Okay, well, I'm going to need this. So we'll do that, and we will do one more thing. So please leave your comments. And gosh, I really don't like to stump, but if you want to share videos, I would appreciate it. There is and has been a very concerted effort. At some point, we're going to have to go through all the proof of that to muzzle certain people in this story. Now, the other one would be Okay, I was going back and looking at some photos. Hopefully I'm not missing people's. I am missing people's comments. I don't know how you can do this stuff. I was looking at photos. And I noticed a few things about this picture, some of which I've raised before and some of which I have not. The gun here on the floor is not a nickel chrome issue RCMP weapon. Don't see Heidi's gun in this picture. If he's shooting himself or whatever, I don't know where that went. I believe that this photo was taken at the big stop. It is not a good photo, again, the quality. So I can't even tell if this gun has a CTC grip on it, because it should have a laser grip. If this in fact is Wortman's gun, there's also this glove here and half drank jug of milk. Very interesting. Glass, which I don't think you see any shards on the other side. I can pull that up in a little bit. But there were some other things I noticed in here. Oh, a no tin of ammo. Should be an ammo can, I believe they said. That's not here. Why I think it's taken at the big stop, it's taken outside, is the sunlight. This isn't in an interior photo, I believe. So the gun is one, which I think I may have talked about a long time ago. There's two more. One is the steering wheel. The steering wheel is to the side. It's not straight ahead. It's turned. Thereby, the wheels should be turned. Yes? One moment, please.
The silent security footage appears to show the Palango believes.
For my apologies, I thought I had it. I did do a freeze frame of it, but shit. I don't want to spend time losing eyes hunting around for this. Next lifetime, I'm going to ask to be organized. Oh, balls. I don't have it. Well, I do have it. I just don't know where it is. All right. Anyways, the point is, I'll bring it up here in the side by side. I went through the surveillance photo. I froze the frame. Okay, this is and there's a very interesting clip in here, which I believe I've mentioned also. There's a fade. There's a fade, and the camera moves. So something's being clipped out of there. He reaches over, he's going through, or somebody, we see a hand going through a glove box. Steering wheel to the right. Wheels straight ahead. This is from the side where you have the mirror, right? Pumps would be over here. There's going to be officers coming. The wheel is straight ahead. Yet the steering wheel is to the right. Now, I don't know. This is terrible alignment. Be very difficult to drive with. Or something's wrong. Because if you pick this car up, even if you took it to a lab, how do you pick it up? You put it on the back of a flatbed. You would drag it onto the flatbed, and then you would drop it off. The wheels wouldn't turn. The gear shift is also problematic to me. It's in gear, and I would say it's either in fourth or reverse, which indicates it's not being towed. And he's not running away in fourth or reverse. And you don't generally go up to the pump in fourth or reverse. I suppose you could go to the pump in reverse. Most people would put it in neutral and lift up the handle if you're going to fill up. Is anybody else seeing a problem? Is it a standard? Yes, most certainly it's a standard. Are we getting a load? Are these pictures, pictures and video not what they're supposed to be? Not what they purport to be? Or am I just misunderstanding something? Feedback, please. Appreciate it. Piss jug, okay. Milk works for tear gas and pepper spray. True. Kind of have to have it in the car, though. I mean, it's an interesting thing. The glove is interesting. The gun is not the gun. It's not Heidi's gun. They only get issued. Would be the only people who would have a gun in this finish. Grasping? I'm grasping? Is that what you're saying? Possible. I don't care about grasping because I ask questions. I don't think he called 911. Okay. I notice things that I talk about on the phone are being talked about elsewhere. Very interesting. Now just see just on my phone. Okay. Emergency brake. The emergency brake is not pulled back, I don't believe. Rubber boot on shifter confirms it is the standard. Staging. Even pictures of workmen lying outside the car, the wheels are straight. Yes, so I can't see how this wheel could be turned. Towed, it's not going to be in this position. And if it's being towed, why is it in gear? You're leaving a weapon in the car when it's being towed? This should be bagged and tagged. Not. And I've seen plenty of demonstrated several other instances of things throughout the story that seem to be a problem. Times would be one. Inserted times seems to be another one I saw. Phantom cars. Am I right about all of it? No, I'm not saying I am, but I'm just bringing it to the table. I can't, no person could drive a car like this. No? Gabriel Wortman handcuffs on the ground after being shot up. Yeah, I mean, he's being arrested at 11:40, wasn't he? In custody was the last tweet. I believe I have that somewhere. 11:40 in custody. They didn't really seem to know if he was dead or not. And of course, the press were all there. That's the biggest problem. The press were all there. And you know in your mind, logically, press aren't there. They would come along after the fact. Quite a bit. Shoelaces. I don't, well, again, I'd go back to possibly has, what is it? Possibly has serial numbers on them, possibly not. Don't know. Okay. Well, I can tell you most certainly RCMP have serial numbers on their cuffs. First question I asked. Just a little line I heard somewhere. Other option pick was staged after dropped off at crime lab. Possible. The light, again, those of you who have it, it's probably not coming through very clearly. And it's an absolutely abominable picture as per normal. Fuzzy, crappy, can't really see. I don't know. Polaroids existed in the 1970s. Legacy media. Might as well just play a little quote too. I've always been curious about where did I put that? I've always been curious about a certain interview that was done. Actually, I've been kind of curious about another interview that was done. I probably should be, I'll leave some of that for another day. Messages that were sent. Paul Wortman did two interviews. Two. Frank Magazine put out, I think I put it all together. It came out to be about 45 minutes or somewhere in that range of a 4-hour interview. Love to hear the whole 4 hours uncut. I'm kind of one of those guys, just likes to hear everything. But he did a CBC interview beforehand. And CBC never bothered to play it for anybody. That's why I wanted to talk. So this is from an excerpt from the Paul Wortman interview with Frank, in it which he says, I think it's also in the article, 4 hours the interview is with Frank. Never got the whole thing. Let's have a listen.
That's why I wanted to talk to you. You know what? I mentioned the CBC this morning. I told the guy, I called him a while ago, like 3 or 4 days ago.
Sorry? Where's the interview? I don't even think they quoted him. They interviewed Paul Wortman 3 or 4 days beforehand. Paul Wortman called them. Interesting.
That's why I wanted to talk to you. You know what? I mentioned the CBC this morning. I told a guy, I called him a while ago, like 3 or 4 days ago. 3 days ago or 2 days ago.
Has he called you back?
Well, the deal was, I said, I have something that I think may be of value or at least interest pertaining to the fact that this whole horrible mess there was an opportunity maybe to have this not happen. And they must have been wondering, what is he think this, what the heck could he possibly say?
Yeah. I want to get this information out, but it's no good to me if CBC has it. You know what I mean?
No good if CBC has it. Don't worry about it. You talk to CBC, they're only going to play what they want to play. What's going on? There's some good stuff in that interview. He couldn't see Wortman's body. I don't think he wanted to necessarily, but he wasn't allowed to. Did he want to? I don't think he did. But he did say he couldn't see it. Anyway, wanted to do some things. Please give me feedback. This is important. You know, we're down to 12 days till the start of whatever's going to take place down there, which has cost you unbelievable amounts of money. And if this world ever does get to normalcy, I can see a lot of lawsuits starting to come and a lot of audits dropping on people or organizations, finding out where cash went. If it went to the appropriate places, this is good. If it didn't, that wouldn't be so good. They all do. They all do. I think we've all been hoodwinked on this one. McLean, like there's a lot of things that should have been released, not. I mean, if you carry around a spare pair of shoelaces, I suppose that's great. Not sure that's RCMP issue. I did ask. The answer to that was possibly with ERT. No, in the case of regular members. So, don't know. Not sure why that would be a problem. I'm not even sure the relevance. So I just generally kind of look past things. More just looking at the cover-up. The cover-up to me is the very important piece. Those are the ones that they're going to have to answer for. Can I drop a link for Paul Wortman? I believe it is on the Frank website, so you'd have to be a subscriber. Not sure if they still have it up. I just have them from a long time ago. And I don't have, because of security and stuff, because I get a lot of technical issues. Let's just put it that way. Take my word for it. I've been absolutely hammered from the beginning. So, and I'm not the only one. Family members know what I'm talking about. Things disappearing, pictures, family photos. Sad. Because I would do like nothing better to do than just to share everything I've got But once you do that, then of course you have to be concerned about security a little bit more. And though I'm kind of a bumpkin on technology, I am concerned about security. But still keeping it what they let me keep, and more than happy to drop it here in due course. All right, so just a few things I wanted to yeah I would say there's a very purposeful intent behind a not so public commission that's got its own ad hoc rules. Maybe Carla's saying something there. Need delays and things. Certain things. Anyway, all right. So I do hope that you guys are all well. Take good care. I have a lot of things still yet to share. Trying to develop the picture right. It's in my head. I don't know what happened, and I wish I did. I don't think that's, again, a job for us to ever do, because frankly, we pay for a police department to do that. And I just really hope that some good police people come forward at some point, because looking like not so great. And this is terrible and shameful. If you can just apologize and say, okay, well, here's where we're at, and we want to, serve our community and do a great job. I don't think there's probably, well, it's not me to forgive. So, omission of facts, government RCMP, mass casualty commission corrupt. Got some stuff, maybe more things on that. We'll go there at some point here. Goes much deeper, a lot dear. Okay, Carla, a lot dear. Cryptic. Why the hell can't I give this fine man some money? Because I don't want any money. That's why. I don't do things for money. If you like it, again, I really don't do that. But I'm sure you guys all know what you can do with it. And there is some good things in the past. But I appreciate your eyes and your ears and your constant questioning and research. This is why we've made headway. And we have made headway. I don't know why Brenda or Lee is still technically in charge down there. Not sure. Thought she retired. And again, she could just be innocent and all. I'm not pointing fingers. Just this is a big issue. Big issue. And RCMP may just be covering up other people's mess. So sorry about that, Barbara Swiss, and welcome. Amen to that. Thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you required. I'm so happy to be a part of good people looking for truth, like all the world is. And the reason we got here is because of dishonesty in this world. We cannot embrace, I know now I'm going to pontificate, but honestly, dishonesty cannot be tolerated, period, in our own lives or, in the world. It's not like a little white lie or you're helping somebody out. Just come clean. Save everybody the time, the effort, the grief, whatever. On small things, big things, take your lumps, then you don't do it again. We all know the way it goes. Deeper. I have to support the cause, brother. Good for you. You are supporting it by watching and sharing. Whatever I say, or whatever you identify with, and correcting me where I'm wrong, because I need that. I never want to be wrong, and I'm human, so I'm fallible all the time. RCMP are losing their credibility. This is sad. A national institution has really, and other departments are in this boat too. This is not something I would want. Sad. Proud people once. I would say the steering wheel is a turn steering wheel. That picture was not taken at the gas station. There's something awry. Those pictures do not line up the picture in the video. Absolutely not. So I encourage you, you can go and find the Frank video, I think. It's around, I probably do have it unlisted somewhere on my channel, of what took place. You can also freeze frame it. It's too bad I don't have it up with me, and you can freeze frame it and you will see the clip. I have talked about that before. There is a fade. So there's something missing. So kind of like a Clinton Ellison 3.0, 0.5, point whatever they're into now. Any good officers should quit in disgust. Well, I would definitely do. There's a lot. This world is coming to a point of introspection, serious introspection. And that's for all of us. I'm not pointing fingers where I can't point them at myself, but I try to live that way. Good. Hats off. Thank you, Mad Dog. I appreciate it. RCMP. Real. Will I stand up? I don't know. That's everybody. Little gray cells is just brain power. Poirot was the little gray cells. Anybody like Poirot? I don't trust anyone with a badge. Wortman had a badge. Where's that? Where's the discussion of the badge? No. Buy merch, buy a book. Okay, not saying anything about those things, because that's, I don't say it like that. Okay, don't know anything about. I heard rumors of more firearms possibly, but they know. Okay, everything's turning political. I try to stay non-political because, you know what? I don't even believe the political system. It's all garbage. It's all been garbage for years, all across the world. They're owned. That's how you get there. Late to the party. Looks like a good one. Hey, Uncle Blazer, how's it happening? How's it happening? New Glasgow police keep losing ammo clips. Uh-oh. I don't know. People lose everything. Are they oversized, regular size, pinned, non-pinned, prohibited? Don't know. Broken people easier to control. Yes, please stay strong mentally. I'm hearing from people, great people. Well, everybody's great people, pretty much. Well, that's not entirely true. The world is wearing on a lot of people. Stay strong. Eat, sleep. Do the things that your grandma would tell you to do. Your mom. Stay strong. Get outside. Get some sun. Get off the YouTube. Quit watching me. Two sides of one same coin. Yeah. Look very long. Okay. So oversized. I don't know how they get oversized ones. But they don't have to have a PAL. Very interesting how that works. All right. Thank goodness we got that out of the way. And an hour and 20 minutes. I'm trying to keep them shorter. Okay. And God bless you all. God bless this country. God bless the 23. We're going to keep struggling for the truth. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you all. God bless the 23.